Yeah, we're excited to go to Baltimore. This is the first year that the Big Ten's been in Baltimore for its championship, so new venue for everybody, which should be exciting. It's a very, very old golf course, so it'll be a good opportunity to see something different, kind of get out of the Midwest. I think we're going to be playing on the East Coast a fair amount moving forward for our championship. So we're excited to go. We're going to take our young squad and get started on Friday.
Coach, from what you tweeted out, you kind of lineups kind of flipped throughout the year. You got a lot of young guys at the top. What's allowed guys like Hahn and Robinson and Cool to kind of rise to the top?
Yeah, I think part of it is they're very aggressive. Not a lot of fear there. Certainly nervous at times. You know, Jordan's a sophomore, Pete and Nick are freshmen, but they just came in ready to go. They've done a really good job. You know, I think beginning of the year, Eddie and Ben being the lone junior and senior that were in the mix, they were kind of our leaders, and those guys are still, you know, in the mix, and look forward to those guys playing, you know, well this weekend. I think once the freshmen and Jordan got their feet wet, they've kind of taken off. Jordan especially, I mean, I think, you know, he's probably one of the top players in the league right now. But Pete and Nick have done a great job, and it's pretty cool to have, you know, the nucleus of your squad be those young guys. So they're great kids too.
Andy, all the way back.
What's been the biggest pleasant surprise for your team this year?
I would say the freshmen. You know, as I've talked before, I think, you know, in golf, kids commit really early. So I think this is, you know, we've got 3 classes that we recruited from start to finish. So we feel really good about, you know, this is kind of that first class that we knew they were going to be impact kids right away. You know, you're never sure what they're going to do, but I think, you know, Nick could have won the tournament last week in a great field. And what Pete's done, they've been great, and they've played well. You know, one of them is always around par or under par every week. So I think, you know, with Jordan and those 2 kids, we've got, you know, one of the strongest, youngest nucleuses in the league.
With that young group, what do you tell them about going to Big Tens, and how difficult was it to choose this group to go?
Yeah, so it wasn't hard to choose. They deserve to be there. It's funny, we talked about it last night. I told them that we were going to play in a golf tournament next weekend, just like we played in last weekend, and there were going to be holes in the greens, and there were going to be 18 holes, and that's it. You know, I think sometimes in our sport, because we only get together once a year as a league, it's easier to put a lot of emphasis on that week, when really I think that's a little dangerous. Probably shouldn't treat it any differently than we did Purdue last week, and you know, NCAAs or summer events, or it's just another week. So hopefully we can do that. They're going to be nervous, and that's okay. It's okay to be nervous. You know, we just need to deal with it. So.
Good.
With the group you have, what would you consider success in a conference tournament?
That's a really good question. I would say, you know, we really don't talk about results much. We talk all the time about making really good decisions and even having better attitudes. So, you know, I think most importantly when we get there, then the first couple, you know, round or two is to make sure those younger guys are comfortable. Eddie's played in the Big Ten. Ben has. Jordan did as a freshman. So we'll spend a lot of times with those kids just making sure they're cool, calm, and collected. You know, I think there's a couple guys that I know. Jordan, for one, I know, you know, he can win this thing, and he feels like he can. They all can, but Jordan feels very comfortable in that position. As you can see, he's been in that position a lot this year where he's been in contention. So, yeah.
Brandon?
Yeah, Han's 6'6", Cool's 6'3".
6'8".
6'8".
Yeah, he's still growing.
Still shooting up. Is the physical description of a college golfer changing, and what does it take to kind of play these courses?
I don't know if it's changing. We just happen to have a pretty tall group outside of Nick Robinson, which they make fun of him all the time. But, yeah, it doesn't hurt. I mean, Han's really long. So that helps. I mean, it's just like what you watch on TV. I mean, distance is kind of king right now. And you can certainly play if you don't hit it super far, but it's a lot easier if you do. So, yeah, it helps those kids hit it hard. And Nick actually hits it really far for being a kid that's not 6 foot, 6'2". So yeah, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure.
I know individuals have peaks and valleys
Yeah.
throughout a season. As a group, has there been a point in the year where more of them have had their peaks, and are you closer to
Yeah.
that part now than you were?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that today. We definitely have had a valley in each semester. We played really poorly in Nashville when we had a chance to play really well. After playing good at home to start the season and having some solid events, the rest of the fall was okay. And then the spring's been pretty good too. Take away Charleston, we played really poorly in Charleston. So, and then last week the kids played great. So yeah, it is a little unknown week to week with just the ages of the kids we've got. We talk about those three, but Brett Robinson, who's a sophomore, he's playing in the lineup a lot. So, at Purdue and Charleston, we had 4 of the 5 were freshmen and sophomores. So, really young those weeks. I can tell you this, though, it's been super fun, and the kids are awesome, and my assistant and I have had a great time. But by all means, there's been peaks and valleys, yeah.